Chainlink just announced a key partnership with a huge Japanese banking consortium. We are going to dive into that news today. Plus, there are some major product launches that have happened on Chainlink this year. Chainlink achieved ISO 27001 compliance and SOC 2 compliance. We will talk about what that means. Chainlink appeared at this major sports arena, and Chainlink Reserve is really taking off, something that was just announced and it's doing really well. Plus that Japanese bank consortium news. We're going to look at all that on today's Frugal BC. If you like this kind of stuff, please hit that like and subscribe button. Now remember, you don't have to smash it. You can actually just press it gently and it works just fine that way too. Now we are brought to you, I get a little change today and it's a little awkward because it's not an Algorand video. We were brought to you by non-fungible domains. That is now switched to Haystack, and I'm going to have a link to their page in the description. It is a trading app on the Algorand blockchain. We will dive more into that later this week in our Algorand videos. We'll probably have a segment on it. Plus, you're going to see them more. And we were brought to you by Marcus Aurelius, a meme coin and NFT project on the Algorand blockchain. So we'll give a big shout out to both of those, and including our new sponsor from the same company, if that makes sense. Plus Marcus, give those guys a big shout out and check them out. But on to our Chainlink news. And first up, I want to take a look at some of the major product announcements that Chainlink launched this year. Some really cool stuff, and I think it's worth diving into. So let's get into this first. This was shared right from the Chainlink Twitter page, X page, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it Twix. I like that. Chainlink had a number of successful economic product launches this year. We had payment abstraction, the Chainlink Reserve. We're going to give an update on that later on in this show. Chainlink Rewards Season Genesis, and the Chainlink Smart Value Recapture. A lot of cool stuff. First off, we had Chainlink Payment Abstraction. Introduced earlier this year, payment abstraction enables users to pay for services in their preferred form of payment, on-chain crypto or off-chain fiat. You're seeing a lot of stuff like that. Silvio Macaulay invented the fiat chain for that purpose, because you're seeing a lot of entities that don't necessarily want to be on the blockchain, but they want the advantage that crypto brings in terms of speed and decentralization, and that's kind of their way of handling that. These fees are then programmatically, can talk today, converted to Link via a DEX. Now the Chainlink Reserve, we had a whole show on this, very big deal. Launched earlier this month, the Chainlink Reserve is a strategic on-chain reserve of Link tokens funded by off-chain and on-chain revenue. Reserve is being built by using the payment abstraction to convert revenue to Link. So you see a common theme here, converting stuff to Link. Chainlink Rewards Season Genesis. Established as a community engagement and rewards program, Chainlink Rewards incentivizes active participation in the Chainlink network. The initial season Genesis began in May and concluded in August. That's a good idea. I think other blockchains should probably copy this. This is really smart. And then Chainlink Smart Value Recapture. Adopted by Aave, the largest DeFi protocol by TVL, SVR enables DeFi apps to recapture liquidation MEV when using price feeds. SVR has processed 25 plus million in liquidations and recaptured 800,000 in non-toxic MEV. Very interesting stuff. Let me know what your favorite is in the comments below, but we are going to get to the next item. And that is, you may have heard of ISO 20022. I think its relation to crypto is often very overstated, and we've covered that numerous times on the channel. However, this is a different standard, and it does have to do with crypto. So let's dive into this. And this is right from Chainlink as well. Chainlink ISO 27001 compliance certification. Chainlink oral services further validate them as an enterprise-grade infrastructure suitable for real-world in-production use cases with the largest financial institutions. And not only is it ISO 27001 compliant, but it's also SOC 2 compliant. So that means it's basically ready for enterprise-grade infrastructure in the real world, which is really awesome. And you see on here we have legal legacy system integration, compliance with MasterCard data, interoperability, application orchestration, and privacy. So big shout out to Chainlink on that. That will be great for the infrastructure. And the more I see about Chainlink, the more I like it. Look at this, 56% of Fortune 500 executives say their companies have on-chain projects. Very interesting. Yeah, so they're really trying to tap into that market. And I think the ability, one of Chainlink's biggest advantages is having the ability to provide services that are off-chain, but then convert that into on-chain revenue, which is really smart. All right, well, this is just a small thing, but this Chainlink appeared to celebrate a major legislation that just came down. Chainlink actually appeared on this Major League Baseball billboard. This is obviously not the biggest piece of news here, but just thought this was kind of fun. Chainlink bought a billboard at Washington Nationals baseball park celebrating the winning legislation of U.S. Stablecoins Act, the Genius Act, when it was signed into law. So there you go. You got some PNC, you got some Coca-Cola, and there you got Chainlink right in the middle, right between Budweiser there. Good to see that. I mean, this stuff, like, you know, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but it is cool to see this stuff out in the public, and it means it's bringing more awareness to crypto and hopefully what it can do. So very cool to see that. Even bigger deal is, remember how we talked about the Chainlink reserve before? I thought this was a really cool idea. It's the idea that they're going to start building up a reserve in Chainlink, which they buy through assets that they earn from off-chain. You saw that was a common theme with those products. A lot of that's converting off-chain revenue onto the chain, which is really neat. And I don't really see this from a lot of other chains that I cover. I don't know if it's going on in more than I'm aware of, but I haven't really come across this idea yet. But let's check out the Chainlink Reserve. It was just announced and now it's starting to grow. Reserve update today. The Chainlink Reserve has accumulated 41,105 link as of, and that was just today was the 21st, so this is a little bit old. As of the 21st, the Chainlink Reserve holds a total of 150,770 link plus 0.02 and you can see it, maybe it's going up by now. Let's see. The number is still pretty much the same, 150,778, but 3.7 million in, that's the USD value of the reserve. So and that is the average link cost basis is 21.34. So the reserve is in profit, since link is 24.65, was like in the 26-27 range earlier, but still the reserve is still in profit. So I don't think that's the point of it, but just interesting to take a look at. Yeah, so I think this is a great idea. I think more chains ought to be thinking about this. You see a lot of chains doing the opposite, where they're still emitting, you know, they're still releasing coins into the world. Chainlink is like, well, let's reserve them, let's bring them into the chain, bring some on-chain profits onto Link. I like to see that. And last but not least, and this one's going to be a little bit longer, Chainlink has announced a key Japanese bank partnership, and I think this is a big deal. A lot of people are talking about this. This is going around a lot. So, well, without further ado, let's dive into this. This announcement just came on August 24th, so on Sunday. We're excited to announce a strategic partnership between Chainlink and SBI Group, one of Japan's largest financial conglomerates with the USD equivalent of over $200 billion in total assets. That's a lot. SBI Group, so I think SBI is one of these, I think they call them Daibatsu. No, that's not it. What was it? Maybe it was Daibatsu. But anyway, there's these big, like, kind of mega companies, and I think SBI might be one of them. SBI and Chainlink will focus on powering several innovative use cases centering around tokenized funds, tokenized real-world assets such as real estate and bonds, regulated stablecoins, and more. You guys know I'm a big fan of real-world assets, while being somewhat skeptical of them because you got to be careful. You know, they have to be handled right. As I've said with Lofty AI and their real estate platform, by introducing the automatic market maker, they basically decoupled the price of the token from the price of the real estate, and it created its own market, which was much worse than you would have fared if you were following the price of the token. So you got to be the price of the real estate. So you have to be really careful with this stuff. Anyway, SBI Group and Japanese financial service companies will leverage Chainlink services, including the Cross-Chain Interoperability Protocol, CCIP, Smart Data, NAV, and Proof of Reserve to unlock secondary market liquidity and enhance the operational efficiency of tokenized assets while seamlessly fulfilling compliance and privacy requirements. So people seem pretty excited about this. Chainlink, UBS Asset Management, and SBI Digital Markets previously completed a solution for automated fund administration and transferred agency using smart contracts under the Monetary Authority of Singapore's Project Guardian. So really cool stuff that we're going to see here. I see this XRP shows in shambles. That's funny because I was going to bring that up because there was a lot of, we had seen some news and I saw some pushback on that too, that XRP had gained this huge foothold into the Japanese banking industry. This maybe Chainlink's got one too, or maybe instead of it, I don't know. I'm a fan of XRP too, and Chainlink, this is a big win for Chainlink for sure. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the show today. I hope you're all doing well out there. Like I said, we're just trying to do more Chainlink content because, well, frankly, I just like what they're doing. I like the idea of it. It's kind of a unique perspective that Chainlink brings compared to other cryptocurrencies. I think there's some other ones that are trying to do something similar now, but Chainlink obviously way out ahead of the pack on that. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on it. I'm like what they're doing, and yep, we got more, have more Algorand and HBAR content this week as well, so keep an eye out for that. Plus, hoping to make the first in a series for beginning crypto. I've been getting a lot of questions about that, and it would be really nice to have something sort of systematic that I could point and say, hey, if you're new to crypto, here's what's going to get you up to speed. So I'm going to try to do the first one this week or next week if not, but let me know in the comments what kind of things you liked on this Chainlink news. Let me know what you think, and let me know what topic that you think a beginning crypto video series should cover. So let me know all that in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm Frugal BC. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the future.